People, fam, entertainment here. Congratulations, you guys leveled up to 102. This is a Double XP podcast. And don't worry, if you sitting at home for the next 2 weeks and got nothing else to do, we can provide y'all some content. For my end, I'm just going to be talking about games because obviously I don't play them according to my panel. But I will be talking about them at the very least. Let's get going to introductions. To my right, Citizen Snips.
Wait, am I to your right or to your left? Because I feel like each time, you always start with me, but each time you say right, like one time you'll say right and the next time you say left. So, I'm curious
on
now.
Screen,
which side I'm actually
on screen,
you're
to
on
my
right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Stage right, I guess. Is how you
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? It feels like it's been an oddly long time since our last show, even though it was just last week. So, I don't know. I'm going through some kind of weird time warp or something. But glad to be here. Happy to talk about all these fat PS5 and Xbox specs that are now finally official. So, everybody can shut the hell up about their confirmed sources and all that crap. But, yeah, man, should be a good show tonight. So, have a blast.
Right below me, Hugger with the hard R.
Ooh, with the hard R. You always got to bring that in. What's up, y'all? How you guys doing? I hope everybody's having some gaming time, spending time with the families, whatever you fixing to do. And we got some gaming news for y'all. And I'm glad to be back with everybody. It does feel like it's been a long, long time, even though, last week. But we're here, and we're going to pay attention to the chat. So make sure you guys keep that lively. And, we'll see what happens.
DALLAZ, man, what's happening?
I don't even have nothing like super dope to say. I just kind of like am glad to have a little bit of human contact. On the go, I've been having fun doing too much, more than nothing. I thought I was gonna be doing nothing, but yeah, nah. But I have been playing more games, and I've been happy about that. So hey, yay us, I guess.
Spartan 117.
That didn't work.
What's going on, everybody? It's a good week for gaming news. It's a good week for games. Just let y'all know, Doom comes out Friday. So make sure to pick that up.
So does Animal Crossing New Horizons, bro.
Like I said, Doom comes out on Friday.
Don't hate.
Half man, half God. Demi God Reviews.
Another podcast where I talk about women and wine and games. What's going on, folks? Doom is this Friday. Doom Crossing Eternal Horizons for those into Animal Crossing. So yeah, go get you a copy of something, please.
So we promised not to say the C word, so I'm going to ask y'all to please, while you on Earth, please don't get that Rona, baby.
That rice-a-roni?
Please don't get that Rona,
That's
baby.
more racist than I thought it would. She straight up called it rice-a-roni.
Well,
whoa, she did.
Segregated people, some people that ain't never been segregated are experiencing that. Oh my God, you might got that Rona. And it's kind of funny now. It's like, yeah, that's what we've been going through.
Yo, we got Gold Chain Gamers in the chat, bro. Who I know Hugger done said multiple times, Gold Chain to come back on the show.
What's up, Gold Chain? Hey, baby. I know you married and all, but hey, baby.
So we know the big topic today. So where do you guys want to go? You guys go to the big topic? You guys want to talk about some IP possibilities?
We might as well go into the big topic.
Rip it off. All right.
It's not really that big a topic.
All right, listen. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna just say it and get it out the way. That was boring. I fell asleep. Mark Cerny has let me say this. Mark Cerny has a great ASMR voice. He should start a channel.
He should.
PBS Snap Time was great. And I feel like that was just the GDC conference that they had planned. Like they already just was like, hey, we're gonna just do this instead.
You know the problem with that? I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and social media saying, hey, man, what did y'all expect? This was from GDC. But in my mind, to me, the moment it went from this isn't really GDC, something putting together because GDC was gone. It's no longer GDC. So do something else. Because you had a lot of people not hearing anything from Sony in regards to the PS5 since since forever. People have been begging and wanting news, and to get this, yes, for the people who actually understand it and for the tech heads, it was great for them. But the fact that this wasn't GDC, but you pretended like it was, to me was an issue. You should have treated it like a PS5, news dump. we didn't need that. Like, say that for your investors.
Yeah, Sony themselves kind of made it seem like the timing of it was like, oh, Xbox announced their official specs. Here's our specs, and then they made this long 52 minutes of that. Honestly, you could have just put that in a tweet.
Yeah.
And, I think a lot of us fell for a lot of hype too, because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, Sony waited for Microsoft to show their hand, so they got some up their sleeve." And I was like, "Yo, they finna kill it." And then it was just like they kind of put it out there because they wasn't giving out no news.
Look, and when I say we, I mean the community at large. We didn't get hyped up for nothing. We hyped ourselves up.
As always.
As always. That's all it is. We hyped ourselves up thinking that they was gonna put on some big entertaining show when what it's really about was the information. If you are not a tech head, if this is not your wheelhouse, if you don't know what they're talking about, you're gonna be bored. I'm a layman too. Like, I would rather had heard like Ben Stein going Bueller on a 10-hour loop. I would have been fine with it. Over what we got. But at the same time, it's good information. It just wasn't presented in a way that we thought was entertaining. And it shouldn't have been. Supposed to be.
If one thing we did learn today is that you have to stop putting stock on someone just because they have a recent era account. Oh my God. So many people were wrong today. Yep. And even these big time YouTubers or bigger YouTubers like like Foxy UK and all these other guys that were saying, "Hey, I got confirmed." People are telling me, 13.3 it was all this stuff, and we're like, bro, like, you sat there and lied and got people to come and retweet you and like your stuff, and people come to your YouTube channel, and you were just making stuff up.
Yeah, but that's
how they get the views.
That's modern day journalism, though, is you don't fact check, you don't vet sources, you grab the first thing you hear that seems like it's going to grab attention, and you put it out immediately before somebody else does.
Like, I'm sorry, if I see one more TiC tweet from somebody, like, they getting blocked, bro. Like, this dude ain't been right since he figured out which was his left and which was his right foot. Like, stop.
I think he was wrong about that too, actually. He was like looking in the mirror when he did it, so he got it backwards.
We gotta stop making people famous on social media, dog. Like, we gotta stop making people famous, because all it did was hype us up, and no matter what it is, whether it's Xbox or PS4, we fall into the trap. Now, none of us are sitting here saying that the PS5 isn't going to be a hell of a machine, because it is. I mean, honestly, look at what Sony did with the PS4. They had some of the best looking games you've ever seen with the PS4. So we just know they're going to do something spectacular, something great with the PS5, obviously. But when you get to this power race, and I'm going to make a video about 87 million teraflops, and I'm going to make a video about SSD speeds, and I'm going to continue to move the goalposts, like, stop making people famous. And like,
that's the thing, is that the consoles, aside from, we don't know the ports of the PS5, but there's not, aside from storage, which the PS5 reportedly has 825 gigabytes, while the Xbox has 1 terabyte. And there's a difference between the GPU, which is PS5 has 10.28 teraflops, while the Xbox has 12. If the developers aren't coding to that, it doesn't matter what the console has. They're not going to use it all. So come on, guys.
It's sort of like some of the reports that we're hearing about, how Sony has this custom, and I'm not a tech guy. I'm not, but I just go by the stuff that I've seen from credible people, right? So we're hearing, we know that Sony has this, super fast SSD, right? It's custom SSD. But now the stuff we're hearing is, you're mostly going to see that on first-party games. Like, you really won't see that difference on third-party titles. So it's like, I mean, how much are we really hyping up now? Like, it's all about whether or not somebody decides to use it. And a lot of developers probably, they may or may not use that extra power or the X because they want to keep everything even across the board. You're going to see developers not use what the SSD on the PS5 is capable of. That's just what it is. I mean, it's obvious to people who are paying attention.
Well, no, they said something. They said that only first party is going to be really taking advantage of that.
Of that SSD. Yep.
That doesn't make sense to me, and I could be wrong on this, but I mean the whole thing about storage drives and SSDs or whatever is all about read and write speeds. It's how quickly can it put data down, how quickly can it pick that data back up and present it to you. So that would impact any game, no matter what. Some games may not necessarily need the maximum of that speed, like if they're kind of lower, I don't want to say lower quality, but less graphically intensive or less memory intensive games. If they're smaller, more indie games, they're not going to, they'll benefit from that speed, but at certain points it's like a diminishing returns thing. It's like a lesser SSD can grab that small amount of data just as fast. It's when you're looking at the games that are going to really maximize things, you will see a difference in load times, rendering, stuff like that, versus how fast that SSD can pull that data off of storage and present it.
Now, others think made a comment in the chat that I've been seeing as well. I can't confirm this, but I have been seeing this from a lot of people today that says the PS4 isn't really 10.2 T-flops. It's actually 9.2. And I've been seeing a lot of people that were saying, and I've been seeing some of the people put specs on that 10.2 is variable. Like, that's like the cap. And it's really, most of the time, it's going to be 9.2. But like I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't.
Yeah, he said up to.
Up to, yeah. And that's the thing.
So the thing with that is it's not necessarily, because the teraflops is like a resulting calculation. It's not necessarily an input. The thing that they're talking about is the clock speed of the graphics processing unit itself. And that's the same with CPUs and everything too. Is very few of them nowadays run at one consistent speed the whole time. They vary speed based on how many cores are being used, the load of work being done, and all kinds of stuff, and temperature. So they'll fluctuate. So that's common. That's not unexpected. But the up to part is still important because it shows the maximum potential of that particular architecture and that particular chip.
Mm-hmm.
So happy we got some PC guys.
Right, here. Like you can program for, it has all of that laid out. But if the developers aren't programming for that, or they take something like, I've worked in Blender, you take something, and I've done some animation and concept art for games. You take that and you scale it down. If they're not gonna go, because they're using the same AMD RDNA cards in both of them, with the probability to expand on them, which I'm still skeptical about, because you're not going to take a computer graphics card and put it into a console because it's just not going to fit. But if these studios aren't designing for that, even first-party studios, they're going to be even more lax because they know what the hardware they're going to have to deal with. It doesn't really matter the hardware. I'm still on the team where I didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up, so I had my console, and it's like, now that I have the money to pick and choose what I want to play, I just want to play games. So people losing their minds on this and like, well, we got teraflops on this, we got heart GPU power on this. It's like, it doesn't matter.
I'll tell you too, it drives me absolutely nuts. And I saw this, and both sides do it. The most recent example I saw was some Sony fanboy posting some tweet about, they were comparing how like with this current gen what Sony was able to do versus Microsoft, and they skew the shit in their favor. Like, you won't realize where they're pulling their data from or what they're doing. They were like, oh, PS4 only had so many teraflops versus the X1X. And it's like, well, first off, if you're going to compare it to the X1X, you should use the PS4 Pro, because that had a significant upgrade over the regular PS4. And then they cherry pick games to show screenshots out of. They're like, oh, Last of Us, God of War, and then they pick like the most low budget indie games they can find on Xbox. Like, those were their main titles. And it's like, dude, you're not slick. Like, you're not fooling anybody. I get it. You want to make a point. That's cool. But do it with the actual, like, relevant, comparable data.
Like, they'll put Horizon Zero Dawn next to Grounded. Like, look!
Here's 5. Hey, I'm pretty. Why didn't you use me? And it's like, well, because you detract from my argument.
Well, it's like when we were watching the Game Awards and Hellblade 2 came on, which is still one of my favorite trailers.
Oh, so good.
That was such a good trailer.
People are like, look at the power of the Xbox. I'm like, no, that's the power of the studio having a little bit more money and a little bit more time to make it a little bit more realistic. Those graphics, yes, it's impressive, but it has nothing to do with the console power. It has everything to do with the artist having time to do things. Trust me, I speak from experience. It's not the consoles, it's the artist having time to render these things out.
Ninja
I
Theory.
don't mean to be an asshole, but
Yeah,
like, yes.
the consoles and hardware define the limits of what's possible, but
Mhm.
how much of that limitation you take advantage of is down to the developer in the game and what they want to achieve.
That's 10 years versus 2 weeks of development. So think on that.
God.
Like if Red Dead Redemption 2 was made in 3 years instead of the 10 years or whatever it was, we would be looking at a completely different game. It's just time and development. I've been a part of the cycle. I know we lost Demi. It's always Demi.
So if you're watching and the boxes look, oh wait, the boxes.
That's gross.
Everybody know Demi is the
back in here.
Demi is the box destroyer.
Destroyer box. Don't tell him that. It makes him sound. He's probably going to take that in a different way and feel proud of it.
Yeah.
I always feel proud.
Witness the Truth says, listen, Fame. He's addressing you, Fame.
Yeah, in all caps.
This,
Fame.
yeah,
You gotta say it with some
all
tunes.
caps. Fame. This Sony damage control all over the internet needs to stop. The XSX. Oh my God, that's. Look, I got a speech impediment. I can't say it. The SSX. Yeah, you said is more powerful. Period.
Facts.
Not by much.
It is. I mean,
not by much.
No, I'm not saying it's by a lot, but it is. I don't think anyone can.
Same processor, same GPU, same memory, just different storage, same optical drive, same supports.
The differences I saw were basically same processor, but Microsoft's is clocked at a slightly higher speed.
Yes.
GPU, Microsoft's, I think, has
Witness,
a greater
I appreciate you,
bandwidth
fam.
and greater amount of CUDA cores, resulting in more teraflops, but a lower core clock speed versus the higher core clock speed PS4 one or PS5 one.
I got a question.
SSDs. The main thing that bugged me about the PS4 SSD, I love those projected read-write speeds. 825 gigabytes.
Why is it not just a terabyte?
I sat there and stared at that for a hot minute, like, what?
Right? I was just like,
weird number. Like,
why is it not?
Okay.
Kevin and Hubby, y'all are resident. Y'all pretty much have a bigger grasp on this stuff than most of us, than most console primary gamers. What's with the why not 1 terabyte? Like, what's the reason for that? Like,
that's a very weird question. I don't know enough about the architecture and constructing that stuff to understand why that was the case.
Even if you get 1 terabyte, Dallas, what's your question?
I got a question. What about the games though?
Games are important.
We don't know nothing about it.
That was going to be my final statement regarding these whole next gen consoles. Make no mistake, both are going to be dope. Both are going to be extremely capable. Both are massive upgrades over current gen. So no matter which one you buy, it's the games that you get. If you love those games, you're going to have a fantastic time, and both are going to look gorgeous, and both are going to have the potential to do awesome things. There's no lose in this scenario. It's a win-win.
Right.
Whether you get the Sony or whether you get the PS5, whether you get the Xbox Series X, or like myself, I'm probably going to end up buying both just because I want to have them all. You're gonna win. You're gonna have a wonderful time. Congratulations.
You know what did interest me in the ports part of the Xbox is proprietary memory slot, and I'm like, could they bring back like a weird memory card thing? Because that was just like a flash from the past. That would be cool.
I think what it's gonna be is it's basically just gonna be an SSD, like an NVMe drive, like one of those little stick drives, but it'll have a proprietary interface that like the only way for it to connect will be through buying it through Microsoft. So that
it'll be
not
something
to say that I'm a
to
huge
complain
fan of
about.
that, but that's not gonna like break me and be like, oh, I won't buy you now. Like if you're providing expandable storage, okay, like that's a good thing. I like you.
Yeah.
Don't go the way of Apple.
I still have
like, no.
Oh God, don't get me started on Apple. Because I still have the original PlayStation. It's like I filled up that hard drive, and it's like I just delete the game, and once I'm done playing, it's like just go. I don't need you anymore.
Besides,
I think
games nowadays are so massive. Like I wanted to install Warzone on my PC. I've got a 1 terabyte SSD, and then I've got a 256 gig NVMe drive for like my operating system and random stuff. I went to install it, and it was like not enough space. What do you mean?
What?
And then I looked, and I was like, oh shit, I have Destiny 2 installed. I have Final Fantasy 14. I have all these games that are like 100 gigs in size, and I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense.
I had to go to Amazon and buy two terabyte drives. I have 4 terabytes on those 2 drives. I have another 1 terabyte. I have a 500 gig, and then another one. And it's like I have to have them all in because I got like Red Dead Redemption, I got Destiny, all kinds of just massive games, and it's like okay. And now like with Game Pass, as soon as I'm done it's off. Like bye, because I just can't. I can't keep you on.
Hey,
You're too big. Go away.
I do want to say this before I ask the next question for the next topic, which still along the same. I want to give a shout out to a guy, a YouTuber I've never heard before, called Griffin Gaming, who made that video of me when I was playing around and it's like I was just some rabbit.
Shamelessly plugging right now.
Yeah, he made a video like I was just some rabbit fanboy and I was playing and got me all this hate. I appreciate it. I appreciate you bringing up folks through the thumbs down that video. You know what I'm saying? My acting skills on
He
point.
going to move to Hollywood now.
I might as well.
To be fair, he was on point. You are a Rabbit fanboy. He was just off about what you're.
Wrong console, fool.
You're a Rabbit fanboy.
No.
You're a Rabbit
Of
fanboy
Dauntless.
about Dauntless. You're a Rabbit fanboy of Machamps and Tyrannotars.
Facts. Facts.
Yup, he gonna bust out his Bionicles soon. Like, watch out.
Dang, Bionicle.
If you play Pokemon Go, just get you a bunch of Machamps and Tyrannotars. That's all you need, and you're good. So I want to.
I don't think he was talking about you though. Like,
Gold Chain says, "Oh, sorry, you go."
I actually watched the video. I had to see what it was about. And,
I watched it. He started it with
Slapped
me.
you in there.
it started with you, like you were the intro. But then he went on to rant about somebody else.
Which is the most important. The first minute is where people will watch.
I still think it was.
What's up, Denzel?
If you
The
can
way it
hold
was
my
done, I still-
attention
it
for a
makes me
minute,
think
you're
that
doing
he-
something right.
It makes me think he believed, like he was really mad. So I don't know.
Like I got so many people who have to edit comments because I was like, "Oh, my bad." Like I would have thought this if I thought you was for real. Like you thought I was for real. That's the problem. But so I want
Well,
to.
that's the problem with social media. You can't get the tone of people.
Yeah, but I thought I was so over the top that people kind of thought that I was playing. But I do want to ask y'all a question,
Smart.
and it's kind of on the lines of what we're talking about right now. So it's so far what we're seeing as far as the PS5 like marketing strategy, where pretty much we've heard nothing, and then we get a post, and it gets like a bunch of likes on Instagram, and Instagram likes become the most important thing when it comes to consoles. And then we get the tweet the other day, and then it has so many likes on Twitter, and that became the most important thing. And then we get this spec talk today. Like, what do you guys think about the rollout that Sony's having so far? Like, do we like just kind of sit back and say in Sony we trust they kind of know what they're doing, or like, hey, like your biggest competition is currently showing you that they are not the little kid. Like, we are not little no more. Like they let you know that they're not playing no more. And if y'all are watching the boxes looking weird, it'll be fixed. Then they come back. I'm not fixing the boxes. You can still see me, and you can see Hugger's head and her. What do y'all think about that?
Who you want to
I
start
need
with?
to get
You
a
gotta pick
haircut. I
somebody.
know. What you were going on? I think Sony was. It seems like a scramble, which is weird because they weren't going to E3, but now that E3 is canceled and like Devolver Digital has announced they're doing their own thing. We know Xbox is going to do their own thing. Nintendo's doing their own thing. All these small things are doing their own thing. They're like, okay, but where do I fit in? So they're going like, hey, I'm going to announce all this stuff right now, and then we'll be the talk. But then when it comes through, when Square Enix drops more Final Fantasy and Avengers stuff, it'll be like, okay, I guess. But yeah, I feel like Sony's kind of scrambling right now because they banked on them not going to E3, but everything's still being announced at E3. But now that E3 is not happening, they're like, okay, but what do we do to make ourselves stand out? Because E3, we all know Sony's that petty bitch that Xbox is about to go on stage, they'll announce something. They've done it before.
Facts.
Several times. So like now I feel like they're scrambling, like what can we do to stand out now that this thing that we rely on isn't happening? And they don't know what to do because they never plan for something like this to happen. Even though it's 2020 and things happen in a cyclical nature, and 1820, 1920, 2020 might as well have a plague. Rona, man.
So my
Rona.
thing about this whole, I guess, if you want to call it a paradigm shift to be dramatic in how game companies are releasing things lately, because we saw it, I talked about it last week. We saw it with how they came out of nowhere. Microsoft came out of nowhere and was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, Halo CE on Master Chief Collection for PC now." Bam. Like no teaser, no nothing about it. Sony not revealing anything about PlayStation until they're ready to be like, "Hey, here's all the specs on the new generation." And what was the other one we caught last week too? There was something
Reggie.
else. It was the Final Fantasy VII demo.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Reggie
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like a haymaker, man.
For me personally, how I look at things, I would prefer it to be nothing, everything, instead of little bit.
Well, this proves they can still keep some
Here's the new
secrets,
stuff
you
I'm
know?
out. Oh, and then we drag it out for 8 months while we string you along. No, don't tell me about it until you're ready to tell me about it. And then I can get excited all at once and be like, yeah, I have all the information. This is awesome. And move on about my day.
I think as well, one of the key factors is Sony knows that the gamers know what to expect from them and what we're going to expect from them. And Microsoft is rebuilding a trust and trying to get you hype and get your mind share. I think this kind of shows that there's two companies that are in two different places right now. Demi, what y'all think?
Oh, as far as the companies being in two different places?
No. Like the PS5 marketing strategy so far, or lack thereof.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like I keep wanting to think like maybe they have something bigger planned, but like it's already almost April. Like you'd think they would have been pushing this. I think the way Microsoft is doing their thing right now is perfect. Like they couldn't. The way they're handling the situation right now is a lot better than their last Xbox reveal. I mean, they revealed the console out of nowhere at the Video Game Awards, and then like, hey, on top of that, here's an anticipated sequel you guys have been waiting on coming to Xbox. So far, we've learned what the PS5 logo looks like and a bunch of boring spec talk that was actually pretty underwhelming to begin with. So that's pretty much where we're sitting with both of them.
I just feel like if you're gonna tell me what you can do,
Demi.
That's great. But at some point, I'm gonna want to see a demo. Like I want to see.
Yep.
It's just
kind of miss
why
demos.
Tell me about it if you can't show me.
Yo, my man,
all we got is what the little the SSD footage that we got, the Spider-Man no loading screen thing.
Yeah,
that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I think that's dope as hell. But you gotta show me something.
My man,
SSD
Mr.
only
Inferno.
matters if you load it onto the SSD.
Mr. Inferno in the chat says
Demi's gone again.
Yeah, I think Demi's gone for the night. So this is how the box is gonna look. Sorry guys, we're gonna keep it ugly. My man, Mr. Inferno in the chat says, "Can I see the PS5?" I think they need to show it, like reveal it.
I honestly expected them to show it. They still, I still can't believe they haven't showed it. All that talk and they didn't even show us the shell of the thing. Looks like it's regular.
Well, you guys know they got to continue the tradition. PS2 was regular text. PS3 was the bold because it's bubble. PS4 was the italics because it was slanted. It's like, what's PS5 gonna be? It's got to be the underline.
It's gonna be a sphere. It'll be the period.
Shut up.
Like the original concept for the Xbox 360, how it showed it as a sphere.
Oh man.
Oh god, that was ugly.
Oh, come on, Game Sphere.
Y'all remember the original designs for the PS4 controllers? Oh god, they were ugly.
That was so ugly. The boomerang. My god.
That silver boomerang. Oh, that thing was so terrible.
Ugly.
If y'all are watching right now, I'm in 2 boxes.
Really?
What's up? Yeah, I'm in mine and Demi's box. So
really?
What's up? I think Demi's having some issues, y'all, but
I mean, I can fix the boxes while y'all hug and take over while I work on the boxes.
All right, so let's get into some smaller things before we get into the rest of our topics. There's been talks about. You guys thought I was going to go to the one topic. Talks about who's going to replace Wolverine. And people are saying that, what is his name? Henry Cavill, Witcher, Superman is going to replace Wolverine.
That's taboo. I'm about to one character. You can't talk to me about that, and you can't talk to me about who's going to take Robert Downey Jr.'s place at Tony Stark.
Nobody's going to take that.
I will cry big man tears right here on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Big man tears.
Walk away and never be on this podcast again.
But think about it. He would be the only person, well, one of the only people that has gone from DC to Marvel while still holding like the main role, because Wolverine is what glued a lot of people together for DC. And if he goes to like Marvel, that would just be weird, wouldn't it?
No, I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about who's gonna. I hope they find somebody that we don't know existed, and it looks just like Hugh Jackman, or it looks just like Robert Downey Jr. And that way, I can pretend in my brain that nothing ever changed and it's just the same, and move along with my life all happily.
Exactly. Speaking of Marvel, Brock Lesnar is also in Marvel officially now. Don't know what he's doing.
Really?
Yeah,
Whack.
Brock Lesnar.
He's gonna be the host.
Whack.
He's gonna be the Thing. He's gonna be the Thing in the Fantastic Four reboot. Or reboot.
Yo, if Marvel does the reboot, I would watch that, because Fox has had that and that's been hot garbage.
Well, we all know who the next what is it? Human Torch is going to be the next rising star in the Marvel universe. So that's already proven.
They're gonna get their own spin-off, or their own their own movie, Rise to the Top. In one case, they're gonna be a decade-long champion, and another, they're gonna be killed off in the first movie. That's okay.
But all I know is if you could make a successful franchise or trilogy or whatever it may be with Jessica Alba as the Invisible Woman, you failed miserably, because Jessica Alba was and is still fine as hell.
She's still, oh my god, she is.
You had all the right ingredients, okay, and you still couldn't deliver. I don't trust you with anything now.
All right, so the boxes have been fixed. We went and had surgery with the Dr. Miami and got our boxes fixed. So
is that the man who's putting double breast implants in people's butts, Dr. Miami?
That's the one that's making 14-week-old already chewed up ham look like freshly packaged ham.
Oh, that was not.
I'm just trying to get it to make sense without getting demonetized.
He tried to give y'all a visual.
You should have just. Never
I don't need that visual.
You should have just never said anything. That's one of those things where when your mom was raising you and she told you, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That was that.
Could have been worse. He could have mentioned Arby's.
Oh God.
Yeah.
We have the meat.
All of y'all.
Oh.
So unfortunately, Demi is having issues, so I don't think he'll be joining us tonight or the rest of the night.
Jesus Christ, yo, y'all are ignorant. Hey, so let me ask y'all this: so we're hearing rumors that not Microsoft, Sony, may be buying up.
No, Fane, you gotta do it. You gotta do it proper. We got rumors that the good old Sony may be taking the golden egg from the devil, snatching it up with their lawyers, and bringing it to us, in a reasonable bundle.
I think I know what you're talking about now.
Because it has been rumors that are getting steadily louder that Sony is working with Kojima against Konami to buy the Silent Hills PT franchise, along with Castlevania and Metal Gear. What I think they're really trying to buy is the Fox engine, because they're not going to get the Castlevania series, and they're not going to get, what did I just say? Silent Hill. Because, Konami's making all the pachinko machines, so they want that, but I think Sony's trying to buy the Fox engines.
They can still separate that from video game rights. The Marvel
Konami doesn't see it like that, though.
Rights for X-Men, but they didn't sell comic book rights or anything else like that. So they can split it apart like that if they really want to. They can keep their pachinko machines. Obviously, every multi-billion-dollar company is greedy. That's how they get to be multi-billion-dollar companies.
Are they multi-billion still?
Probably.
In the millions.
The pachinko machines, yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
Everybody's in quarantine. They probably are selling at-home pachinko machines now.
Oh,
it's
God,
wired
please.
into the network.
Either way, I'm down for it. I'd like to guilt-free support one of my favorite, or a couple actually, of my favorite video game franchises without also supporting the devil. So
right,
I would like to.
So if Metal Gear Survive at least is sitting at a 60, 54, and 62 on Metacritic. So average that out, that's about a 60, something like that. I can't do math. I failed twice. So what does this mean if Sony were to get, like Kev said, the video game rights to Castlevania, even though Konami just released their mobile shit? What if they were to get the rights to Castlevania Silent Hills?
That's what it means. It means it's about to get a little petty. It means that those Metal Gear remasters are coming out. A good brand new Castlevania game will probably come out. And I'm not saying we get a new Metal Gear, but I like to see like the Metal Gear Rising spinoff, keep going.
Be prepared for hella remasters next gen.
The thing about that is, if Konami retains any other rights past that, guaranteed they're using them.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed they're gonna make a little movie. They're gonna have.
Well, they already got the anime that's doing well on Netflix.
I will say that anime is pretty dope. So my question is to you,
season 3 is fire.
Take a stab at this, because I started thinking about this just now when you brought it up, and it's actually I feel like it's a really interesting thing to think about. What form do you think a modern day Castlevania game would take? Like, it's obviously, I don't think it's going to be like a 2D side-scrolling platformer kind of thing. Like, is it going to be first-person, third-person RPG elements? Like, how? I'm curious how they would revitalize that in a modern-day thing.
In the back of my head, I kind of see like Soulsborne Sekiro-ish. Maybe closer to Sekiro, something like that mixed with like Fallen Order. I can definitely see like the big area, kind of semi-big areas that kind of intertwine with each other. A whole bunch of like hidden paths and all that. I mean, it's Castlevania. That's
so the only reason I think it won't be too like Souls-like-ish is because those games rely heavily on like a close quarters combat system, because that adds to the difficulty and everything. But like Trevor's main weapon is a whip, so that adds some range. So if you don't have to be standing right next to the boss and timing all your dodges super close and everything, I feel like that loses some of its appeal or some of its luster that way.
Well, that in the level design, but like combat wise, it might be closer to Devil May Cry. Might be closer to
I'm of the mindset of I don't think it'll be any. I think it'll stick to the 2D platformer kind of style that it is, because Bloodstained Ritual of the Night did so well, and all these Metroidvanias coming out after have done so well because Castlevania has refused to fill the void that was left, and they'll continue with that.
That's possible, but it's not very exciting.
I would be disappointed.
It's not exciting, but that's the thing. Konami's not willing to take risks nowadays. Like, if we look at Konami as a company, is not willing to take any of those risks that it's like, 3D, give it to me.
Yeah, I was about to say, keep in mind that this wouldn't be Konami at that point. It would be Sony. So.
I'm pretty sure they're going to go outside the box a little bit.
I don't know.
Or, you never know. I'm of the mindset that Sony and Nintendo are very historically stubborn companies that they'll put out one that is like the previous, so people are like, oh, we got a feeling, and then they'll put something else out, and if it works, they'll continue on that path, but if it doesn't, then they'll be like, I don't know about this. We'll go back to the original, see what happens.
That may be true. I feel like if Disney and Fox could work out the whole Spider-Man thing and give us a few movies with him, maybe this could work out too, because we thought that would never happen.
Well, if we look at it, Disney is failing on every movie that is not a Marvel movie, so I don't know.
Marvel movies, though.
Because the Marvel Studios is killing it, but every movie that has not been a Marvel movie released recently, all their animated stuff has recently been failing. All their Disney Plus stuff has been failing. And I'm not talking out of my arse for that. I'm talking statistically.
Except for The Mandalorian. That was
really... The Mandalorian, true.
As an example that if
it's the one thing
deal could happen, maybe the other could.
It could. Mandalorian brought people to Disney Plus, and then once it was over, people canceled their Disney Plus.
I just want a Metal Gear 3 remastered.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question? And I want the people who are watching the chat to answer this question as well, right? So let's say it was the division, and we had a disease going through like the dollar bill, and you was trapped in your house. You was quarantined for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. What are you playing? That's the only game you got. The rest of the game has been stolen because I done came through.
Slot that in right now. That was like out of nowhere. You cut our conversation off.
I done came through.
This, like from today, or when is this taking effect?
Today. I done came through.
Only game you got.
Somebody came through. They done ran your fade, took all your games. But they said you could keep one, and you got to be in your house for 4 weeks. That's all you can play. What are you playing in quarantine?
Only one game?
Yeah, I was about to say just one game too, like not a series.
One game.
All right. Okay.
4 weeks
Not
in
a
quarantine.
series.
It can be a series. It can be a series.
Okay.
You quarantined. What are you playing?
That changes the whole answer.
Yeah, it does definitely. Let's take a look. Let's see.
Let us know in the chat. What y'all playing? King Prayer.
Patrick got the right response. He said they would have to take my Steam account on my PC.
Yeah, like they would have to take all my games.
They going through and they taking your hard drive, leave you just enough space for one game.
Hypothetical scenario.
Hypothetical. Okay.
One game. What is it?
Is it stuff we already have downloaded, or that we like know is coming and then would download?
Just assume you can.
It's out.
It has to be out already, but assume that you have it for whatever.
My man King Prayer said the Final Fantasy series. He can play that for a month straight and be fine
Patrick,
on quarantine.
Out there
and only be halfway through
Halo
one
and
game.
Final Fantasy, yeah, you could go for like a year.
Halfway through Final Fantasy 10.
But that's all you can play.
Mass Effect, up and down, because I know Mass Effect 2 would take me a month to discover all those secrets.
Do I even have to answer?
It took me a month.
Do I got to answer? Y'all know my answer.
I'm leaning towards Hugger's answer with the Mass Effect. The only thing that I think might throw a wrench in it, and it might just be because I haven't played it in a while, is the KOTOR games. I might pick those too.
Yeah.
Okay, if it wasn't a series, one game.
One game. Okay, one game.
If I could delete the memory of it from my head to play a new, probably Nier Automata.
See, and I would never delete a game memory from my brain, because if I had never played Mass Effect until now, I would never get into the series, because Mass Effect 1 looks like garbage. But in my brain now, I think the series that would be my month tie-over, and this is not online, this is just me playing, is Diablo, because I know I can go through that 5, 6, 20 times, and I would still find something new every single time.
Games we send in the chat so far: Halo series, Final Fantasy series, and Fallout New Vegas.
Fallout is great with mods, but if I can't have access to mods, then it doesn't matter. And GTA 5, it's great until you realize how much there isn't there to do without online. Like Red Dead has a lot of stuff to do in the online mode, but GTA 5, it's very limited. Final Fantasy 4, are we going online games?
It doesn't matter, one game. Internet still works.
Everybody will be online anyway, so...
I'm just thinking dollar bill virus. He said dollar bill virus, so I'm thinking no motherfuckers online. I said it. I said a swear.
Oh.
That's right.
You used up the wrong one, now I can't say it.
Oh, so now my man Gold Chain say Witcher 3. You play it for a month.
I could power through Witcher 3 in a weekend, though.
Witcher 3 again.
Meek, what you playing, bro? You quarantined for a month. You got one game.
Does this game have online capabilities access or no?
Yes.
Halo 2.
Okay. My man Patrick say Snake. Facts.
Minesweeper.
You got is a Nokia phone. What you playing?
If you got a Nokia phone, cut your fingers off.
Snips, I'm surprised you didn't say Overwatch.
You can play that forever.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Overwatch, okay? But it's a game that I play in bits and pieces. I don't really sit there and, like, grind it out for hours on end. I play it with friends, or I play it when I host the community nights for the Fuel Discord and stuff like that. That's when it's fun to me. I take it in chunks, and I enjoy it. And then part of the main reason I like it is with my schedule nowadays, like, I rarely get the time to sit down and be like, I'm going to sit here and play this game all day. It's like, oh, I have an hour after I cooked dinner and did dishes and all this other stuff before I need to start getting ready for bed. Let me hop on some Overwatch real quick.
Go ahead and give me that Dauntless, baby, for a month straight.
No,
give me that Dauntless, baby.
Could you play Dauntless for a month straight?
Yeah.
You're not matching up with people that are your
He
level.
played Dauntless for an hour in that entire month.
I'm cool. Speaking of like free to plays, I'd probably play Warframe for a good minute.
Oh, Warframe, yeah, that could tide me over.
That could
There's
hold
so
me
much
for a
content
while.
now, like Fortuna and all that stuff. Yeah.
Especially if I have my
If we're
brother
going,
playing with me,
if we're going series that like series that could tie me over, Assassin's Creed back and front all the way could tide me over because there's like 10 games.
I feel
actually, I'm gonna change my answer to Red Dead Redemption 2. Because I got like over 700 hours in that game, and I still am amazed at the world that they created in that game. That is the most lively open world game I've ever played. So I'm gonna say Red Dead Redemption 2.
King Prowl says one last gen game from a month straight. Like, what do you mean last gen? Like PS3 games? Then that would be.
I'm gonna be honest. If I took it back to what I used to only play, if it was still any good, like I could play Madden for a month straight. I used to only play Madden. I played Madden competitively. That's all I did.
Killzone 3. I used to play that competitively.
PS3. I mean, you still got Mass Effect, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man, you got the
but at that time,
Uncharted
I was in
games.
high school and Mass Effect 2 came out.
The infamous games. I do that often.
Oh, those are good.
Man, you got.
But for a month straight, nah.
You got the Gears franchise. You got a lot of good franchises starting last gen.
Dang, let's see.
Yeah, but not for a month straight, because we're still in quarantine. Don't forget that.
King Press on Halo 3 or Gears 2? Yes, sir.
I think we've put our games forward: Mass Effect, Halo, Diablo, all kinds of things. But I think the game we know that would tide us over for a month straight is Skyrim.
That'll tide us over for a year straight. Also, Kingdom Hearts.
No, I don't like Kingdom Hearts.
I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, so 2.5 will hold me for.
On a scale of 1 to 10, we getting Skyrim remastered next gen, right? I know we are. Y'all know we are.
Yes, we are.
It's coming out again.
No.
There's Skyrim.
It's coming out
There's going to be
again.
GTA 5.
Yup.
There's going to be Red Dead Redemption 2, another one.
The Witcher 3 remastered. Watch, I'm calling it.
No, I think CD, because they're like, if you buy Cyberpunk, you're going to get the free upgrade. They're just going to be like, here you go. Take it.
Here's The Witcher.
But Rockstar's going to be like, oh, that game you bought like 6 years ago, 10 years ago? Here you go. Pay for it again.
We finna get hella remasters next gen, bro. I feel it.
You know what I want next gen? Bully 2. Just give me Bully again. That's all I want.
Terrible. I thought it was a fun game, and if they make another one, I'll probably buy it.
I'll buy it.
Super excited about it.
That's one of those games I was a kid when it came out. So,
but you name one of their favorite games coming back, and all of a sudden all that goes out the window.
Well, it's the same we talked about with Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark, in its essence, is a horrible game with a horrible story. But people want that remaster so much. It's like, come on. Or,
I don't know. I feel like it's
game
one of
coming
those
out.
things where they want it because they don't know. But then once they get it, they're going to be like, why did I want this?
They ain't played it in like 10 years.
I think
Nostalgia sells, son.
It's like people who tell you how much they love GoldenEye and how GoldenEye was the best first-person shooter game ever. If they go back and play it today, they will literally go jump off a cliff and be like, I forgot how absolutely horrible this game was in every single way compared to modern-day standards.
Yep.
I think if that scenario or any current scenario, Rona, it shows that gamers are built for this. We got a backlog. If we got all of our games, we're built for quarantine, baby. We built for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've been preparing all our lives with our backlogs. We ready.
Yeah. I got like 400 games in my backlog.
I was about to say that my backlog deep as a POC verse.
Gamers are built for quarantine. Like, they're like, hey, you got to be in your house 3 weeks. You can't leave. Cool, fam. I'm not sweating it. I'll holler at y'all on Discord.
For real. Like, hit me if you need something.
We built for this.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, guys, around the room, if you could recommend a game for people to play right now, what is it? For me, I'm gonna go ahead and say it because this is a game I'm still currently playing because I'm getting frustrated because I'm trying to 1,000% it on Xbox right now.
I know which game it is.
Children of Morta. I can finish it, but I'm trying to get this last little thing. I gotta find this old man and his son one more time, or his grandson one more time to get the achievement, so I can get the 1,000% for this game. But Children of Morta, man, it's on Xbox Game Pass. I recommend you guys go and buy it. Children of Morta is an amazing game, and I definitely recommend it.
It's on Game Pass, so get it before it goes off.
Yep, worth it. Such a good game. I recommend it.
It really is.
So who was saying, "Oh my God," to Children of Morta?
I haven't played it, but it looks dope.
The game is super dope.
Oh my gosh, because I thought you were about to say Dauntless.
No.
Damn, son.
Gold Chain says Ori.
Ori 2 is legit. It's legit. Like, it's such
I haven't played it yet.
I mean, I'm playing it on console, and the pauses are a little bit irritating. But the game
That's why I'm not playing it yet. I'm waiting for them.
The game is so good that you look past it. The game is so good that you look past its flaws. It's such a good game. And you be in your feels like
the
real
first
early.
Ori made me cry several times.
You get in your feels real early in Ori 2. Like, you in your feels. Like, you ugly crying.
I'm over here, a grown ass woman, and I was like, oh, okay, it's okay. It was Ori's game. Go play the first one and then play the second. They're both on Game Pass, and they're not, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they're gonna go away because they're Xbox-owned games like Gears and Hellblade. So
Yeah,
you got all the time in the world to go play them.
Facts. Snips?
Cat, what you got?
Honestly, like, I haven't been playing anything new. I've been working through my backlog little by little, and games I've been currently playing for way too damn long because I keep getting distracted playing other games that I'm playing for way too damn long. I don't know if I have like anything revolutionary as a recommendation for anybody. If you guys, I guess my next one that I'm making it a mission to finish because I stopped kind of close to the end. Octopath Traveler. I know I've talked about it on here a few times. If you guys have not played it, it is, for me anyway, it's a game I probably wouldn't play anywhere else other than the Switch. Not because it's bad, but because when it has that element of portability to it and that ease of picking up and putting down, it is a phenomenal game. Super fun, old school pixel RPG kind of thing that I've had a blast with. And it's got, so the downside is on Nintendo, like everything else, you will pay full price for the game, like as if it was brand new still. But it's got a lot of content to it. It is not a waste. You'll get your money's worth for sure. And I've had a blast with it so far. So that, I guess that's mine.
Okay. Hugger?
Man, I've been chipping through that backlog, so... the first game, although it's not on Game Pass, is Thimbleweed Park. It is a love letter to the old LucasArts games of DOS era, made by some of the people who were on those teams. I think it's not super expensive, so go pick it up. It's easily done in a couple, like 10 hours. I had to do it twice. But go pick it up. It's beautiful. Time Spinner is another like Metroidvania. If you want to get into it, it's so beautiful. Like, I don't know what it is about those like pixel art games. I kind of love pixel art games. They just like call to my soul. But one that I've been playing, like, they do. They really have like a certain like kind of thing to it. But one I've been like struggling through, and I kind of love it because of the struggle, and I know it's difficult, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to finish the game before it gets off of Game Pass, is Vampire, which is it's a kind of Dark Soul. No, it's more of a Bloodborne-y kind of style game. You know what? I'm gonna go screw that it's Dark Souls like. It's kind of like Ninja Gaiden like, where it's hard and you gotta dodge and all kinds of things, and if you don't do certain things to raise up your area's morale, the area will fall into like a it's set in the era of England where the vampires are coming with Dracula, and you got to kind of cure this epidemic. There's a plague going through, you know, perfect for our times. Plague going through London and wiping out the population. So you got to go as this vampire, and you got to go and cure the people, cure everybody you see, meet people, talk to them, and as you go through, you cure them or you damn them towards becoming a vampire, becoming this mindless thing. And vampire is amazing, but it's hard, and I know I won't finish it because it's just I'm not good with that kind of combat, with the dodging and moving combat. I'm hella slow. Anybody who's watched my streams know I suck at that.
Basically, what you're saying is you're a Moira main, to put it in Overwatch terms.
I'm
Moira
a Mercy main.
baby.
Mercy baby. Mercy and Farah. But yeah, Thimbleweed Park, Time Spinner, and Vampire. So go pick those up. The only one that's not on Game Pass is Thimbleweed Park that just came off. But go pick those up before they get off and go have some fun.
Dallas recommendation?
Man, let me see. Vampire is actually in my backlog too, but I just can't bring myself to pick it up. Like, I'll pick it up and play it for a while.
It's hard.
It's interesting, but I don't know. I just lose interest pretty quick and move on to something else. But let's see. If you want to realize how bad games have aged, and like you a kid that started in the like PS3 era, this is gonna be your feel oh yeah moment. Play Infamous, the first one. I've been playing it again, and yeah, but it's still fun. I mean, it's still Infamous, but you can definitely tell it was the first game. If you don't want to be a failure like me and just play things out of nostalgia, you want something that's actually fun, I suggest you play Vanquish. Vanquish is it's short than a mug, but it's an adrenaline rush.
Isn't that the one that just got re-released with Bayonetta?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Go pick up that and Bayonetta and you have some fun.
I was one of those people that got on it late. Like, I played it before this remaster, but I picked it up when it was, I guess, quote unquote old, and I didn't see it coming. Like, it was fun. It was dope.
It's like,
last but not least,
man.
Me. What's your game recommendation for the week, sir?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Snips. I've been playing through the BioShock games again. I just started the BioShock 2 DLC, and then I think I'm gonna take a break from it before I go to Infinite and play Doom. But I pretty much just be playing the BioShock games and Division 2.
Dope.
He's ready for all this what's going on.
Hey, look, so I'm in everybody's box. I will apologize because I have the wrong boxes up. I don't have Snips. You
don't have my Twitch, bro.
I sent you the new stuff.
You gave it to me, but I forgot to add it in. But
you old.
I will have it up by next show. If you want to follow any of my people, please go follow them, whether it's on Twitter, Twitch, Mixer, Instagram. Come follow my folks. We're getting ready to bring something out pretty soon. Make sure you guys are following everywhere, man. We got a lot of big stuff that's coming. Really quick outros, Citizen Snips.
Sorry, man. I'm too busy looking at Scarlett Johansson because she just.
Yeah, man.
But no, yeah, everybody. If you hadn't heard, recently started streaming not too long ago. I'm about this close to affiliate, so I'm knocking on the door of it so I can get some cool emotes and stuff for all the homies who come through. But yeah, man, just trying to have a fun time playing some video games. Always welcome to come stop by and hang out. And like I said, Octopath Traveler, if you haven't played it, especially if you own a Switch, highly recommended. Great way to kill some time if you're in quarantine as well.
Thugger?
I'm glad that y'all come out. Thank you, Gold Chain. Thank you, Mr. Inferno. Thank y'all. I know I'm missing something. Patrick, thank you for coming out and hanging with us. Yeah. Thanks everybody for just coming out, hanging out with us. Make sure to follow us on all the social media. We're gonna start pulling guests here and now. You know, just have some fun with y'all, do some game nights, and I hope you guys join us and grow with us. Yee.
The cheesecake. DallazMan.
Yee.
Man, it's been fun. It's always fun. It's always a bunch of nonsense, and I dig that. Shout out to Hugger for being corny but lovable. Shout out to Snips for being Snips, the most cynical person I know, but for somehow still super endearing. Shout out to the old man of the group. Shout out to the young man of the group. And good night to everybody but Demi for leaving us early.
Yeah, Demi.
Spartan 118.
118.
Well, you can't be 117 all the time.
All right, okay, I'll take that.
You next in line.
Like I said, it's always good and always good to hang out with the Double XP fam. We'll see y'all next week. Don't forget, Doom comes out Friday, so pick that up.
That come out this week.
We're not sponsored, by the way.
That comes out, Friday.
We are sponsored by Microsoft Xbox. We not.
You know who I wish we were really sponsored by? Macallan Whiskey. I love y'all's whiskey.
Oh God,
okay?
yeah.
Sponsor us, please.
We are sponsored by Condom.
Put me up.
We sponsored by Random Spoons. And also Jones Good Ass Barbecue and Football.
Jones Barbecue and Football Sauce.
We gotta come up with new ones every time.
Speaking of Good Ass Barbecue,
come on.
Hey, if they pay us well, we gonna keep sponsoring.
They don't pay us.
Somebody did.
But what about Condom?
So,
what about Condom?
I just don't want to get cum done.
No. So, Fame, how you doing? You got anything to say to the people before we leave?
Be married?
No.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
That's what it is.
All right, y'all. We out. Peace.